Recording. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. So from today onwards, we'll be having 1.5 hour session as we are starting JMeter. So we'll utilize this 1.5 hour time like this with the schedule. So we'll be using it. We will be doing aptitude test. Like simple aptitude questions. We'll be discussing 1 or 2 aptitude questions daily, or table topics. We'll be doing this on alternative basis. So this is basically to make you speak, to make everyone speak. There is some background noise. I'm muting everyone. So if you want to, if you have any query, please unmute yourself. Right? So we'll be taking up this on alternative days. Aptitude on one day, and the other day table topics. So the first 5 to 10 minutes we'll be taking up this. It will be first 5 to 10 minutes. This is also to accommodate the late joiners. So from tomorrow onwards, I'll be sharp. I'll try to start sharp 7 at sharp 7. So this is to also accommodate the late joiners. Okay. So the next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll be having daily assessment on the previous day concepts, right? And then the next 1 hour it would be theory or scripting sessions, either theory or scripting sessions. Here, guys. And the last 10 minutes, we'll be dedicating for doubt clarification or any question and answers, right? So we'll follow this schedule from today onwards. I'll be starting by sharp 7 from tomorrow, and we in the first 10 minutes we'll be having this aptitude questions or table topics. So in table topics, let me show you some sample table topics. So we will take some let me so we will take this one of these table topics per day, and each one of you, so you can take any topic, whatever topic you are comfortable, you can take any table topic, and you have to speak for a minute, at least a minute, right? 1 minute to 2 minutes, right? So shall we take this today, guys? So who will start with this? So Anjali, so ladies first, we'll go with Anjali, right?
Yeah.
Are you ready, Anjali? So which topic you want to select out of this? You can select any topic.
Yeah, I'll select, sir. I'll select ninth one, sir. Government jobs and private jobs.
Yeah, ninth one. Okay.
Government job and
jobs.
private.
Yeah. Yes, please go ahead. So hold on. Let me start a timer. Yeah, please go ahead.
Let me talk few words about government jobs and private jobs. Usually people, any class people, like middle class people or upper level class people, below line people, any people will recommend and show priority on government jobs. But nowadays private jobs are vastly spreaded, and private jobs are easily available, and more than though wasting time on government jobs and preparing for years and years, I recommend and I suggest, I would like to go for private jobs. And I see in private jobs there are a lot of scope in growth. In government jobs we'll be sticking to one area, and will be sticking to one kind of work for years till retirement. But in private jobs, though the salaries are less, we see lot of growth, we have lot of feasibility. We can move anywhere, and we can move to any area or any kind of job, or if we want to quit our job, and we can quit any time, and we can again resume our jobs in private jobs. But whereas in government jobs, it is not like that. We are completely like 70 to 80% we are in the hands of government. uh, though the security is good in government jobs, what I can say is, security in terms of government job is completely meaning financially. After retirement you will get a lump sum amount, that is the only security. And we see in government jobs, but in private jobs I feel till 50 or 60 you can earn and you can save it. So if you really work hard, if you really invest and if you really save amount, you will get more than the amount which you get in government job after retirement, I feel. Government jobs nowadays, people and many young people are working hard for government jobs, like years and years they are waiting for it. uh, but I prefer, if you are really interested in government jobs, you can work in private, not wasting time, not wasting your career. You can still apply government jobs. I feel it's better than sitting idle. Did I finish 1 minute, sir?
Yeah, thanks, Anjali.
Hello.
Yeah, thanks, Anjali. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for taking the initiative. Okay, so but you mentioned something like, private job salaries are less. It's not the case everywhere, right?
When compared to government, sir.
No, government job salaries only will be normally less, right?
Now it changed, sir. Usually, like if you see 10 years ago, government job salaries are high, right? Now we are having like
Yeah,
equal
okay.
salary nowadays. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So anyone else want to take up any other topic? That's fine. So you'll stop it here. It's already 7:15. All right. So we'll go to the, we'll go to JMeter case. So in the previous session, yesterday's session, I have spent test plan document and its components, right? Test plan documents and its, components. Okay. And, today's session, and I started, I gave an introduction to JMeter, right? Isn't it? I gave an introduction to JMeter, right? And also I have shown you like, JMeter request Java, and, I have shown you how to download and install Java, right? So if you haven't done that, let me repeat that quickly. Let me give a quick recap. First, can you search for this, download Apache JMeter, right? And you go to this first site, first link, which is jmeter.apache.org. So this will always show you the latest version, right? If you go to this page, right, anytime you go to this page, it will show you the latest version of JMeter over here. All right. And observe here, this is the latest version, 5.4.1. It should be read as 5.4.1. It should not be read as pointer. Okay. Read it as 5.4.1, and it requires Java 8 plus. So why does it require Java 8 plus? Yes, Kiran. Why does JMeter require Java software?
Sir, it's the language it is used in JMeter.
JMeter itself is developed in Java. Okay. Yes. It's not the only language used in JMeter. Okay, but JMeter is developed in Java. JMeter is a 100% Java application, right? So that's why if you want to use JMeter, like you need to install, you need to have Java on your machine, installed on your machine. Clear? And now how to, hold on, let me go to that introduction slide. So JMeter is 100% Java application and hence works on any operating system. I'll share this, Did I share this, guys? Did I share this PPT to you?
No, sir.
No, sir.
I think I did not share. I'll share it
No.
to you. After the session, immediately after the session, I'll share it. Okay. So JMeter is a 100% Java application, means JMeter itself is developed in Java language. So that's why, like, if you want to run JMeter, you need to have Java installed on your machine. Now, someone asked in the WhatsApp group, like, do we need to have Java JDK or Java JRE, right? So you need to have Java JRE. JDK is not required. Now let's understand what is the difference between this, Java JDK and Java JRE, first of all. Okay, so I'll write it in your notes, And by the way, guys, please take running notes if you have, so if you note down the important points, right? If you write it down with your hand, right, you'll remember better rather than, referring to this, that would be better. But as this is online training, I am giving this. I had no other option. But better to like, do you like to take running notes, everyone, or are you okay
Sure,
with
sir.
this PPT kind of thing? Okay, we'll have a poll on that and we'll follow that later on. So let me complete this. JDK, let's understand what is the difference between JDK and JRE. Right? JDK stands for, first of all, Java Development Kit. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. Right? And JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment. Right? This is the difference between JDK and Java. Now let's understand this. See, as the name implies, that if you want to write some Java code, or modify some code, you require JDK. Okay, but if you just want to run some Java program, right, this JRE is enough. If you want to run Java program like JMeter, if you want to execute it, or if you want to run that program, just JRE is enough. Okay, so I'll explain some Java basics. Once JMeter is completed, I'll cover some Java basics. Because 90% of the applications that we will be testing are Java applications, would be Java applications only. So once JMeter is, once scripting is completed, right, I will cover some Java basic concepts. Okay, so which are required for, for every performance testing. So I'll cover these, concepts later on. So for now, you just need to know that, what is JDK and what is JRE. Fine. Now, having said that, so when you say Java 8 plus, requires Java 8 plus, JRE is enough, right? Okay. If you have JDK also, that is fine. Okay. Now, how to check if your machine has Java already installed or not, right? So how can you check that is, open a command prompt. Yes. And what is the, command for that, Harish? To check if we have Java on our machine or not, what is the command for that, Harish?
Java space.
Yes, Java space.
Hyphen version.
Right. Java space hyphen version. I'm repeating this. I covered already yesterday. So, this is the command to check if you have Java installed on your machine or not. And, this command shows you like what Java version you have, So this, like what does this tell you? This indicates that I have Java 8. This is Java 8, guys. And what is this 291? 291 is a minor version and this is a major version. Okay. If you know the difference between major version and minor. So let me explain, whenever some software is, developed, right? So they will be releasing some, like in the form of major versions and minor versions. Okay. So let's say if there are minor changes to an application, they will release it as a minor version. For example, for instance, the Java, current version that I have on my machine is, this one, 1.8, right? If there are some minor changes to the application, they will the next version they will release it as, they might have released it as, some 292 like that, right? After 291, they might have released 292. And then if there are some major changes, right, they will, they will release it at 1.9, right? This is the minor version. This is, this is minor version. This is major version, guys. Is it clear what is this 292 and 8 and all this? And like one more thing you need to know is, I have 64-bit Java on my machine. So what does this tell is, this is the Java I am having, hotspot to Java, and which is a 64-bit Java, right? So if you are not seeing the 64-bit, that means you have 32-bit Java on your machine. Okay. Can everyone check this? And can someone tell like if anyone have like 32-bit Java installed on your machine? Few people may be already having 32-bit.
I'm having 32-bit Java.
Okay, can you share your screen and show me that for others' understanding? So some people have 32-bit Java, right? If you see some issues like this, right? I remember this long back, I prepared this PPT long back. Okay, so you may get this issue if you have 32-bit. We'll see that, if you see, but I don't remember which Java version I got this error. That's why let's see, like, if you face some issues, we'll, simply upgrade the Java. You will install 64-bit Java, and that issue should be resolved. Okay. So like if you don't have Java, right, it will say that few of you may not be having Java installed on your machine. Can you please share your screen and show that? How does the output look like?
Sir, what is in binaries? The first link, what is it? TZZ something is there.
Now download the zip file. So it is also
Ah,
the same thing, but for this you need to have some extractor. I think I'm not sure. You can download this zip file and you can use that. You can download this zip file, second one. Okay. So and it's always recommended to use latest version of Java. Latest version of JMeter, right? Latest version of JMeter. Please don't use older version. Okay. If you are already having JMeter, suppose you join an organization and if you have JMeter, like in case you have JMeter, older version of JMeter, if your teammates are using older version of JMeter, please don't use the older version of JMeter. It's always recommended to use latest version of JMeter. So I'll show you that also. Best practices. Under best practices, you can see that. See, there are big headings like always use latest version of JMeter. Right? Remember this website jmeter.apache.org. And these are the best practices for using JMeter. You have to follow this. Okay. So what happens if you use older version is older versions may not be having all the features. Right? So like from 5.3 onwards, there are like some major features which are introduced in JMeter. You will be missing those good features of JMeter if you are using older version. All right. Now once you download this, extract the zip file. I already told everyone to extract the zip file and keep it ready. Can one of you share your screen? I just want to show you how to use JMeter, how to launch JMeter. Okay. Let me do one thing. So like I let me show you. I already extracted JMeter on my machine. Okay, and this is the path for that. I have it in software JMeter Apache Apache JMeter 5.4.1. Once you extract, right, you will have a folder like this. Inside this, you will have these different folders like bin, docs, extras, libs, and so on. And now let's see how to launch JMeter. Okay, let me go back to the slide and just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Right? Did I cover this, guys? Pros and cons. I think I did not cover, right? I didn't cover yesterday. So let me quickly cover this. Pros and cons of JMeter, or advantages and disadvantages of JMeter. So first of all, Apache JMeter is a leading open source tool built in Java for load and performance testing, and it's not a browser, although it simulates some of the browser behavior. It can simulate your browser behavior, but it is not a complete browser. Right? JMeter does not execute, JavaScript, Ajax, CSS, needs some additional settings to behave like a real browser. You will understand that once you go to scripting, once you start scripting, you will understand that, right? Next, what are the advantages of JMeter? First thing is it is an open source tool where, open source means like anyone can download and use it. You can customize also. If you are good in programming, you can customize that source code also as per your requirement. That is one advantage of JMeter. And platform independent. As Java is platform independent, Java language is platform independent. So any software that is developed in Java becomes platform independent. In that way, eventually JMeter is also platform independent. Clear? And easy to enhance the features by simply adding jar file. You can, if you want to enhance the features, you can download something called plugins, or you can simply add the jar files and you can enhance the features of the tool, basic tool. Right? We'll see that also, like how to what is this enhancing the features and all. We will understand this in the coming up sessions. Right? And it is lightweight and easy to install and upgrade. Right? It's so lightweight and and easy to install and upgrade, and flexible in the sense that we can modify the code as per our requirement. And what are the limitations? So these are the advantages of JMeter. Now, does JMeter have any limitations or disadvantages? Yes, it have. First and foremost thing is limited protocol support compared to licensed tools. Okay, JMeter supports limited protocols. First, let us understand what is meant by a protocol. Right? So if you haven't gone through if you have gone through the recorded sessions of the basics, right, or if you attended from the beginning, you know what is meant by protocol. Protocol is, yes, Ayesha, what is a protocol? What is meant by protocol, Ayesha? Ayesha, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you know or you don't know?
I don't know, sir.
Okay. So, Josna? Vani? Do you have Vani today?
Yes, protocol is set of instructions
Set of what for what? Set of instruction for?
given to the servers.
No. No. So protocol is set of instructions or set of rules for communication between browser and server.
Okay.
Right? HTTP in our terminology, protocol means it is a set of rules for communication between browser and server. What are the, can you list out some protocols?
HTTP protocol.
HTTP, HTTPS. Please go
HTTPS,
through the
FTP.
recorded sessions if you haven't gone through, please. Okay. So please go through the recorded sessions. I think someone shared the link, or otherwise I'll share it one more time. I'll share all the links of the previous sessions. Okay. Please go through all the recordings. These are basics, guys. Okay. Everyone should be, strong in the basics. Right. So I covered it in one of the previous sessions. Please go through them. I'll share it, one more time. I'll share the complete list actually. Right. Please go through them and so that you should be strong in those basics. Right. So coming to disadvantages of disadvantages of JMeter. So this limited protocol support compared to license tool. Yeah, sorry. So I want to show you what does this actually mean compared to license tools. Let me compare it with some license tools. So I have LoadRunner installed on my machine. LoadRunner is a licensed tool for performance testing. And let me show you how many protocols does LoadRunner support. It supports around 35 protocols. Okay. Let me quickly show you what are the protocols that LoadRunner supports. So these are the various protocols that LoadRunner supports. It supports .NET, CV user, Citrix protocol, DevWeb, DNS, FTP, IMAP, Java, Oracle 2-tier, Oracle Web Protocol, ODBC, and all this, right? So in each column, you have 8 protocols. So how many columns are there? Right? 4 columns. You have 4 columns. 4 8 32 plus Windows socket 33. It supports almost 30 plus protocols. LoadRunner supports. Whereas JMeter supports, how many protocols does JMeter support? Yesterday I explained. Anyone?
10.
Protocol.
It hardly supports 10 protocols. These are the protocols supported by JMeter: FTP, SOAP, JDBC, JMS, and LDAP. Recently, they introduced some more protocols. They started supporting some more protocols like this, IMAP, POP3, and all. Right? But still, it hardly supports JMeter. Support 10 protocols only. Yes. So that is one limitation of JMeter. Okay. And so high memory consumption. So it consumes, high memory when you are using JMeter, when you are running test in JMeter, or when you are using JMeter, it consumes more memory compared to other tools. And heap memory issue is common while running a distributed scenario on single machine. We will discuss this. What is meant by a Java heap once the scripting is completed, JMeter scripting is completed, and when we are discussing Java basics only, guys. Okay. So you need not know Java programming language. Please remember that. Okay. So in the few people started I mean, when I said this in the previous batches, few people disconnected. Okay, thinking that they need to learn Java also. No, we don't. We don't need Java programming language. We need not be experts in Java programming language, but you should know Java basics. That's it. I'll explain that Java basics whenever once the scripting is completed, or once some part of the scripting is completed, wherever appropriate, I will cover that. Right? And it is a good tool for testing web applications only, but not desktop applications. Right? JMeter is a good tool for testing web applications only, but not desktop applications. And I hope everyone know what is the difference between a web application and a desktop application.
Yes, sir.
I already covered in the previous sessions also. Okay. So, Vinod Reddy. So what is web application and what Sorry. What is the difference between web application and desktop application? Sorry, guys. Yeah. So we are discussing that, if a client asks you, we are discussing the central question, guys. If a client asks you to suggest a performance testing tool, which tool do you suggest and why? Right? So this completely, this depends on number of factors. First thing is, it depends on the communication protocol, right? Depends on the application communication protocol of the application that you are going to test, because JMeter supports only hardly 10 protocols. So if the protocol is not supported by JMeter, obviously you cannot use it for testing. Clear? Yes, is it clear or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So if JMeter doesn't suppose you want to test a SAP GUI application. So JMeter doesn't support SAP GUI protocol. We cannot use that, obviously, isn't it? Right? So it depends on the communication protocol. Many people say that, I suggest JMeter because JMeter is a free tool. No, so that is not a correct answer. So it depends, what if, yes, it is a free tool. JMeter is a free tool, but if it doesn't support the protocol, your application communication protocol, how can we use that? We can't use that, isn't it? So it depends on the communication protocol, depends on the budget, client budget, depends on the budget of the client, right? Obviously, licensed tools will be more powerful, than free tools. Yes or no? Right? Obviously, licensed tools will be more powerful, and we will be having more features. So if client have budget, we'll go for better go for licensed tools, right? And reporting also, reporting feature will be good in licensed tools, right? Good in licensed tools. So that depends on number of factors. Okay. Clear, guys? And also depends on the load also. Suppose you want to test an application with lakhs of users, right? So, the licensed tools are a better thing. Licensed tools will be more stable. Okay. If you want to, that depends on your target user load. Let me put it in this. Okay? Target user load means with how much load we are going to do performance testing. That depends on the target user load of the application. So there are many factors which decide which tool to use. So you can't say that, you should not say that, just because JMeter is free tool, I suggest JMeter. That is not a right answer. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
And also apart from this, these are the disadvantages. Memory consumption is high, and heap memory issue is common while running a distributed scenario on a single machine. We will see this. I will try to reproduce this error and I will try to show this. And it is a good tool for testing web applications only, but not desktop applications. So it depends on application type also. Yes or no? Depends on whether the application is a browser-based application or a desktop application. Yes or no? Depends on the type of the application. Agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. Next one. So, and the dependency on Bean Shell and Perl for complex scripting. If you need to write some custom code, you have to, use this Bean Shell or Perl for complex scripting. And JMeter report feature report having less features, which make analysis bit difficult, right? JMeter's report is not so sophisticated. It has very less features, and it makes the analysis bit difficult. And one more important thing is no dedicated support team. Suppose you are using some licensed tool, you are facing some issue, right? If you are facing some issue, you can raise a support ticket. You can raise a support ticket and you can get some help from, that tool vendor. For example, LoadRunner tool vendor is Micro Focus, right? So you can raise a support ticket with Micro Focus team and you can get some help from them. But in case of open source tools, you will not have any such support available. So if you face some issues, you have to depend on Google. You have to Google it or you have to depend on your experience, right? Only that will help you. Clear, guys? So this is one more, limitation or disadvantage of JMeter. And can't run text executions in GUI mode. We cannot run using JMeter. We cannot run text executions in GUI mode. What is GUI mode, guys? GUI. Okay, GUI stands for
Graphical interface.
graphical user interface.
Graphical user interface.
User interface.
Right. Right. So graphical user interface means, like for, see, this is the user interface, right? It has some graphics and, this load another tool. So in the same way, let me start JMeter also. So when we are developing the script, when we are recording the script or when we are debugging the script, we can use JMeter in GUI mode, right? However, let me first show you what is GUI mode. So this is the JMeter GUI. This one. This is the JMeter GUI, graphical user interface. So when you are developing the script, yes, you can use GUI mode. Right? However, like you cannot, when you are running a test, when you're running a load test or something, so you should not, you are not supposed to run the test in GUI mode. So if you go to JMeter best practices, that will be one of the important, best practice for using JMeter. Let me show you that.
Sir, can you please maximize the screen?
What? Are you not seeing full screen?
Yes, sir.
It's full screen.
Yes, that should be, I mean, you have to close, on the Zoom meeting, you have to close on the left side, you have something called participants. I think you have to close that. Can you share your screen? I can help you like resolve the issue.
Okay, let me check, sir. Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, when you are running a test, right, you should not use, you cannot use JMeter you cannot run a test in GUI mode. That is one more limitation. I will discuss these best practices later on. Okay. So I want to start, at least today I want to cover at least how to launch JMeter also. Right. So we'll discuss this. How does JMeter perform load testing? We'll discuss that later. So before starting with JMeter, I want to give you a quick comparison between LoadRunner and JMeter because these are the two major tools. Right. I want to give a quick comparison between these tools and then we will start, JMeter. Okay. So first, first difference is the LoadRunner is a licensed software, whereas this is open source tool. And LoadRunner has very user-friendly UI, user-friendly user interface. However, lacks in JMeter, coming to JMeter, lacks in GUI, can't run in GUI mode for load test. This is about load test only, guys. Okay. But like this is the GUI of JMeter. Graphical user interface. User interface means how we interact with this application, how we use this, right? That's why this is called as interface. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Next up. So it's LoadRunner supports, this is LoadRunner versus JMeter. The first column for LoadRunner, and then this is for JMeter. LoadRunner supports SAP protocol, Siebel, and almost every protocol, right? As shown you just now, it supports around 30 plus protocols, 33 or so. But like coming to JMeter doesn't support SAP GUI and Siebel and few other protocols. And this supports almost all protocols. And these are the major protocols supported by JMeter. And HP ALM provides performance center. Those who completed LoadRunner with me, so that like okay, I think I did not cover for them also. I didn't cover what is this performance center. I have to cover that in the coming up sessions. Okay, but like there will be, if you take LoadRunner license tool, there is something called performance center. Okay, so when I am I will cover this in the LoadRunner sessions, LoadRunner training. So nothing as such for JMeter. We don't have anything as such for JMeter. And LoadRunner has a dedicated support team, but JMeter doesn't have a dedicated support team because JMeter is open source tool, right? And those who completed LoadRunner, this how useful this feature is, right? Regenerate script feature. Yes or no, guys?
Yes,
I have
sir.
few people who are attending LoadRunner also. So you know that very well, like how useful this regenerate feature is. But there is no such regenerate feature in JMeter, right? So these are the major differences between LoadRunner and JMeter. And next, let's see how to start JMeter, right? So once you download and install Java, preferably 64-bit, right? Preferably, if you are downloading, installing Java, please use download 64-bit only, right? How can you do that? I think I have shown you. Let me quickly show you one more time, as we have some new participants. Download Java 64-bit, right? Google for download Java 64-bit, right? Click on the first link, go to java.com, and see here, Windows Offline 64-bit. Here it's clearly mentioned that it is 64-bit Java. Click on this link and download this. And next, installation is straightforward. Next. That's it. Can one of you, those who don't have Java, do you have anyone who don't have Java on your machine installed on your machine? Yes, no one have that. Okay, let me do one thing. I have older version of Java. Let me show you how to install Java. Let me download this 64-bit Java once. Okay, it doesn't take much time. I'm on a good internet connection. So meanwhile, if you want to check the internet connection quality, okay, so you can go to this speedtest.net. Those who don't know about this, you can use this tool. And once you click on go, right, it will show you something called ping time. This is important, guys, right? This ping time should be in single digit. Okay, so this ping time is nothing but reaction time. If the ping time is less, then your internet connection quality is good. Apart from the download and upload speed, this is more important. This ping time is important. You got it? Is it clear, guys? Are you able to hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. I have, which version of Java I have on my machine, guys? I have 1.8.291. Okay. Now this is 3.11. Java 8 U3.11 means update 3.11. So I am upgrading from 291 to 3.11. Just to show you guys, I just want to show you. Java installation is very simple. Double click on the exe file and click on next. That's it. Okay. So let me do it. Right. So click on install and simple, you need not select any, there is nothing complex over here. So it's straightforward, simple and straightforward.
Sir, can you please repeat that ping? What is that ping called? PING in?
Yeah. If you want to
Speed
test your internet connection quality, okay, how good is your internet connection? You can go to speedtest.net and you check this ping time. Ping ms means millisecond, means the reaction time is 6 milliseconds. Of the reaction time of my internet connection is 6 milliseconds. Okay, even 6 milliseconds is also high actually. Download speed I am supposed to get 80. Okay, I am on dual band Wi-Fi. Let me switch to the other Wi-Fi.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Can you check internet connection quality on your machine? Your network? Can you check the your internet connection quality? I switch it to the other Wi-Fi. I am on dual band Wi-Fi. So it will be, ping time will be far less than that. Okay. See, I'm testing that again. It will be like 2 milliseconds or 3 milliseconds. Yes, it's 3 milliseconds. Download speed, you can see it's 80, right? 80 Mbps connection. I think it's 100 Mbps that I'm using and paying, right? Anyways, so this is important that I want everyone to understand. If your this ping time is two digits also, that is fine. But if it is in 3 digits, your internet connection is not good. The connection quality is not good. Please note that. Okay. And so let's go back to the Java installation thing. Out of date Java versions detected. What is it saying here? It found old version of Java. That's what it is saying. Out of date Java versions detected. So keeping out of date Java versions installed on your system may present a security risk, right? So you just click uninstall to uninstall the selected Java versions. Let me click uninstall. If you already have older version, it will uninstall that first, and then it will install the latest version of Java. Now it is uninstalling 291 version. Java 8 update 291. And then it will install the latest version. Let it proceed. Let me pause recording to save some time. Right now, it says like you have successfully installed Java. Right now, let me check, like the version of Java. Right. So after installation, right, see the previous version that I have is 1.8.0. This is read as O, guys. 0 is read as O in IT. Okay. I don't know why, but 0 is read as O. 1.8.0_291. That is the old version of Java. Now, if you use the same command, right, let's see what it shows. Right now, you can see here, it is showing the latest version that we have installed. Here is 64-bit Java, and this is the latest version of Java that is downloaded. 64-bit, the latest version of Java 8 that is downloaded just now. Here, guys. Now this is how we can install Java, and once you install Java, right, you can extract JMeter, and once you extract JMeter, you will have a folder structure like this. And let me show you how to launch JMeter. What are the different ways to launch JMeter? The first way is go to this bin folder, bin for binaries. Go to this bin folder. The one way to launch JMeter is by double clicking this batch file, Windows batch file. Just double click it to launch JMeter. This is one way to start JMeter. I'll show you a couple of other ways also. Okay. Let me go to different ways to launch JMeter. The first way is by using batch file, jmeter.bat. And one more thing. So by default, you may not be seeing these extensions and all, .bat, .log and all. Is anyone having that issue? Guys, are you doing along with me, guys? Did everyone download and extract Java?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, extract JMeter. Yes. Are you seeing the file extensions like this?
Yes.
JMeter.bat, JMeter.log. Everyone is seeing file extensions or no?
No, I don't see the file extensions in my installation.
Right. So that's what I want to know. Can you share your screen, please?
Yeah, I'll share.
I just want to cover that also in the recording. So if you are not seeing the file extensions, if you are not seeing the file extension, there is some Windows setting that you need to enable. Can you please share your screen, Joseph?
Yeah, I'll share.
Right. The ping time is 19 milliseconds, which is also fine. Okay, good enough. Like if it is 3 triple digit only, then it's an issue. Okay, but yeah, can you show me the JMeter folder?
Yeah, I'll show.
Yes. Go to bin folder, bin for binaries. Okay. Now, if you observe here, right? So, can you maximize that window, please?
Yes.
Can you please? Yes. So, if you observe here, can you give me control, please? With Zoom meeting, this is one good feature of Zoom meeting. So you can take control of the other's machine, which is not possible in free tools like Google Meet and all. It's not possible. I have sent a request, Josna. Can you please accept it?
Upload it.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Now observe here, guys. By default it is not showing the extension. See here. Did you observe the difference between my machine and this machine? Here it is not showing the extension .bat. How to see that is go to view, right? And select this file name extensions. Now you can see the extensions now of all the files. Okay. You understood, let me uncheck it, by default, this will be unchecked, so when it is unchecked, you will not see all the file name extensions. See here, you are seeing all the files as JMeter only, even though they are different file formats. Clear, guys? You are not seeing the file extensions here. So how to see that is go to view and check this file name extension, right? Now you can see all the file extensions. Okay. And how to launch JMeter? What are the different ways to launch JMeter? Double click this batch file. It's Windows batch file. That is one way to launch JMeter. Let it launch. Right? Now your JMeter GUI is ready. This JMeter GUI, it's ready, right?
Shall I launch by double clicking .bat or
yes?
Wait for other method.
You can launch it. Yes.
Okay.
Right. And the other way is, let me show you the other ways. Okay. The other way is to use this jar file. So I'm sharing my screen. I'm sharing back my screen. So let me close this JMeter. Let me show you the other way. The other way is by double clicking this jar file, Apache JMeter.jar. Right. Now your JMeter is launched now, right? This is another way. Now, so the one more way to launch JMeter is from command prompt. Let me show you how to, so some guys are asking these questions, like what are the different ways to launch JMeter? That's the reason I have to cover this case. Okay, in interviews, some people are asking what are the different ways to launch JMeter. Okay, not a super question, but yes. So let me show you how to open launch JMeter from command prompt. Okay, so go to bin folder and you can open. One way is the kids school way of doing this is open command prompt, right? And you type cd e drive. This is the e drive, right? Oh, what is this? Type e colon. Yeah. Now you are in e drive. So this is the school way, right? So, or elementary school way to launch. You should come to this folder, right? You should come, or else copy this path, copy that path, and open a command prompt and type cd, and first come to this path and then type jmeter.bat. This is one way, jmeter.bat. Means you are running JMeter batch file now by using this command. Now you can see JMeter is launched. The other way using command prompt only, right? So instead of opening, let me show you one more time, one more way. So this is where, this is the folder in which you have JMeter. If you want to open command prompt at this path, right? Select in the, file explorer address bar. This is called address bar, right? Type CMD and, you'll directly go to that path. I hope everyone knows this shortcut, right? You can, is it clear guys, the previous between what you had understood the difference between the previous way and this one?
Yes.
Instead of opening command prompt and typing cd space, the path, right? So this is direct way to open a command prompt at this path. Now just you type jmeter.bat. And you need not type also complete thing. Just type 1 or 2 letters and you can use tab, right? If you keep on typing tab, right, it will show you all the files that start with JM. See, I typed JM and I started clicking tab on my keyboard. It will show you all the files that start with JM. Clear guys? Yes, is it clear? I want to use this one, jmeter.bat. So you should know the keyboard shortcuts. Everyone should know. That's the reason I am explaining this. Okay. So jmeter.bat. I typed jmeter.bat. I selected jmeter.bat and clicked enter. Now this is one way to launch JMeter. Right. Now there is one more way. That is custom batch files. I'm not going to cover it now, but you can write some custom batch file. Actually, when you are typing, when you are double clicking this batch file, right? See, this is one batch file, Windows batch file. So if you want to, you can see the code of this batch file. Let me show you that. Actually, when you are double clicking this batch file, right, it will actually run this jar file only, right? How can I say that? How can you say that is open the batch file and see the code of that, right? So in this batch file, they are calling that Apache jmeter.jar somewhere, right? See here. So they are, when you double click the batch file, right? So using this command like start command, launch, and they are directly, they are calling this, Apache jmeter.jar only, right? Is it clear, guys? You can see the code of a batch file, Windows batch file like this. You can open in any editor and you can see. Some people are asking this, in the interviews. That's the reason I have to cover this. What are the different ways to launch JMeter? And one guy asked me, I myself faced this question. So if you what is the difference between launching this one and this one, using this command and this one? Okay. So suppose, like if I make I'll explain some interview questions later on this. Okay. For now, this is enough, good enough to understand that there are different ways to launch JMeter. Right. So I'll stop it here, guys. We'll continue tomorrow. And these are the possible issues, like if you have 32-bit Java, guys, those who are having 32-bit Java, did you try to launch JMeter on your machine?
Yes, Kishore.
Are you able to launch it without any issues?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. So maybe, when we have old version of Java, maybe it is possible. this error, I don't remember exactly with which Java version I got this issue, but I faced this issue once upon a time long back, right? So if you don't get, yes, you can, ignore that.
Sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, how did you open that Notepad++? I mean, what did you choose there? After
Okay.
doing right click.
Right click and edit with, edit with Notepad++.
Okay,
So
I
if you
didn't
don't
get that
have
option, sir. Yeah.
you don't have, because maybe you did not
Not-
install Notepad++ on your machine.
Okay.
Right? So please install Notepad++, because Notepad++ is very advanced than Notepad, right?
So this is the, I mean, if you check in Notepad++, what we are seeing there is a program, right? Or code. What is that? What is this screen called?
The code of that batch file, Windows batch file. This is the
Okay.
code of Windows batch file.
Okay.
So what actually they are doing here, when we double click the batch file, it simply runs this, they made this jar file only. Indirectly, this will launch this, batch file will launch this jar file only. Yeah. If you don't understand, also leave it. You can ignore it. Once you are familiar with JMeter, you will understand it automatically. Okay. So those who don't understand, as few guys joined from today, if you don't understand, nothing to worry. But you have to know that there are different ways to launch JMeter. That's it. Okay. I'll stop it here, guys, for today. Okay, we have some more time, right? Let's continue till 8:30, right? And these are the possible issues when launching JMeter. If you don't get such issues, well and good. And now how to install, JMeter on a Mac? I believe like no one is using a MacBook, right? Otherwise, if you are using MacBook, any one of you, if you are having a MacBook, right? These are the, commands to install JMeter on your machine. You have to use this command, brew install JMeter, where what is this brew is like Homebrew is a package that simplifies software installation on Mac, right? So these are the commands to install JMeter on a MacBook Pro, right? If you have Macintosh operating system. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Right? And we'll discuss this in the next session, load runner versus JMeter technology. We will discuss that in the next session. And please use latest version of JMeter. Everyone, don't use the old version. And how to where do we get that old version? Let's understand, just for knowledge purposes. So how do you get that? If you want older version of JMeter, how do you get is you should go to this purchase software foundation sponsorship. Thanks. Source repository, security, download releases. Okay, click on that link. No, not here, sorry. There should be somewhere a link to that older version. Yeah, here it is. Archives. Under archives, go to Apache JMeter archives and you will see all the older versions here. Okay, go to binaries and you will see all the older versions. See here from JMeter 2.10, you have all the older versions, zip files of the older versions. Here it is. But it's always recommended to use latest version of JMeter. Please don't use older version.
Kishore, the present version 5.4.1 version, when it is released, I mean 3 years experience, can we can say the version 5.414?
No. So find out, good question. So is it Muninder?
Yes.
Okay, good question, Muninder. So 5.4 is released only this year. 5.4.1 is released only this year. So if someone is let me pause the recording. Okay. So 2 years back, you have everyone you used to use 4.4 version, the JMeter 4. 5 version is released, I think, last year. 5 version is released last year, and 5.4.1 is released only this year, guys. In the beginning of this year, from in Jan or so, we got this 5.4.1. Okay.
Okay, Kishore. And one more question: if 2018, so if I'm going to claim as 4 years experience, so I can say 4.1.
Hey, someone is trying to ask something. Shailaja, Rajeshwari, I'm not sure, but your voice is breaking. Yeah, one more good question from Muninder. So what is this question is, if there is a script that is developed in JMeter older version, like, let's assume that you have a script which is developed in 4th version 4. Can you run that in version 5? Yes, absolutely. You can run it. You can definitely run that. And the scripts developed in older version, right? Any older version, you should be able to run it in new version. Okay. Because it supports all the features in the older version also. So yes, you can do it. But if you develop a script in higher version, you can't execute the script in lower version. Okay. Suppose there is a script that is developed using JMeter 5. And if you are trying to execute a, in a machine where you have JMeter 4, you may get some issues. You may not be able to run. You will not be able to run. Okay. Because the script is developed in higher version, it can't be run in lower versions. Clear, guys?
Clear. One more question, Kishore.
Yeah.
So now
that feature, hold on, sorry. That feature is called as backward compatibility. Okay. Backward compatibility means higher versions should support the lower version scripts developed in lower version. That feature is called as backward compatibility. Yeah. Yeah, you are asking something else. Yeah.
One more question, Kishore. Is there the Apache people will maintain version features added in each release? Will I get anywhere?
Right. Apache will be upgrading, adding more features with every release.
But how could I know this 5.2? What are new features added to 4.2?
Okay, you'll see. You can read that in the downloads release notes. Okay, you can see that in the release notes. See here, version 5.4.1. What are the new features introduced here? New and noteworthy, right? And if you click on each of these links, you will understand like what new features are introduced. There are some UX improvements. Okay, one more new term, UX. UX stands for user experience. UI stands for user interface. We already discussed just now. UI stands for user interface, right? And UX stands for user experience, right? So there are some, what are the new features in 5.4.1 is, there are some user experience improvements and incompatible changes. And there are some improvements along this HTTPS samplers, test script recorder, other samplers, controllers, and all this. Some bugs are some bugs in the older versions are fixed here, right? And there are some non-functional changes also, and bug fixes and all this. So these are the important features that are introduced in new version 5.4.1. Okay, and I18N. I hope Let me explain what is this I18N. I18N means every tool will support multiple languages. Okay, every tool or every software is expected to support multiple languages. For example, your JMeter supports Chinese language also, Chinese language, Japanese language. Let me show you that. You can switch the language also from English to other languages. Let me launch JMeter and let me quickly show you that. That feature is called as internationalization. Supporting different languages is called as internationalization. And that is in short called as I18N. Why that is called as I18N is between I and N there are 18 letters. Okay, let me show you that character count online. Okay, so this is one tool, one online website that is very much useful. Let me type that word, internationalization. Internationalization. Okay, so if you observe here, the total number of characters are 20. So between I and N, there are obviously 18 characters, right? See that it shows you here, it shows you the total characters. Suppose you type a sentence here, it will show you how many words are there, how many sentences, how many paragraphs. Suppose you copy some text into this text box, right? It will show you how many words are there, how many sentences, how many paragraphs, how many spaces, right? This is one useful website that I like, right? So observe here, this word contains 20 characters, and between I and N there are 18 characters. It's difficult to pronounce this internationalization, right? That's why they show, in short, that is called as I18N. Here it is. Clear guys, what is meant by I18N? And I know we are discussing what is that I18N, by the way. So it is a tool feature to support multiple languages. Okay, let me show you. Somewhere you'll have an option to switch the language. See here in options you have choose language. So these are the languages supported by JMeter. So you can switch to any other language. If you are comfortable with the local languages, you can switch to any other language. Okay, I'll switch to German. So right now you see everything in English, right? So let me switch to German language. Okay, choose language, select German. Right now we see here, right? All these terms are these are German words. Clear guys?
Yes.
Right? Means like those who are using this tool in Germany, they will prefer to use this in their local language. If you want to switch it back, go to options again and select language options, select English again. Okay, this is called as internationalization. Means international languages, they are supporting the feature of supporting international languages, multiple languages, that is called as I18N. Clear guys? Known problems and workarounds. What are the issues in this 5.4.1? So you'll have everything in this release notes. Yeah guys, everyone?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, any other questions from anyone?
Thank you.
So is everyone able to launch JMeter? I just want to make sure that everyone is able to launch the tool before closing the session. Let me pause recording. So for let me pause recording. Yeah, coming to this question, guys, this is one of the important interview question. Which JMeter version are you using currently? So if you say 5.4.1, the next question can be what are the differences between previous version and this 5.4.1, right? Or what are the differences between JMeter 4 and JMeter 5, right? So there are major improvements, in 5.3 version actually. So before 5.3, right? So we used to get some error called connection timeout. Okay, because we always used to get that connection timeout error. Okay, and we used to change this this HTTP. There is something called connection timeout. We have to change it, but the default value in the previous version is 2 seconds. From 5.3, JMeter 5.3 onwards, it was increased from 2 seconds to 60 seconds. Okay, so then we haven't seen that connection timeout error thereafter any time. This is one major improvement over the previous version. Apart from that, you have some user experience improvements, and look and feel can we'll discuss this in the tomorrow session. Yes, I'll stop it here for today. So, and one more thing is added Chinese translation for tools menu from 5.3 onwards, right? And in the report, this is the feature added a median field to the dashboard and make the response time percentage speed support floating point numbers. So these are the core improvements. Okay, you need not remember all these. Just say that with every new build or with every new version, there are some UX improvements and UI improvements. However, in 5.3 version, this is one major enhancement. This very good feature that was introduced in 5.3 version. Okay, and one more thing, undo and redo support was added in 5.3. This is one more important thing. Let me highlight this. Undo and redo means that, right? Undo and redo. What is undo and redo?
Yes.
Okay, so that was introduced in previously. If you you don't have that feature in the previous version of JMeter till 5.2. Only in 5.3 this feature is introduced. So previously we used to enable that setting. Actually, by doing some changes, we need to enable the setting to get this undo and redo option. But from 5.3 onwards, they got it by default. Okay, let me open that. Let me open one script. Okay, now I'll show you that list tomorrow. Okay, I have some yes.
You can you can tell the explanation tomorrow, sir. But my question is, here when we downloaded, it is showing 5.4.1, right, version.
Yes,
But
yes.
in command window, when we click type JMeter hyphen version. It was showing 1.8.0 hyphen 311.
No, no, don't get confused with Java and JMeter. You are checking for Java
Oh,
version.
I'm sorry. Okay, sir. Oh, sorry. Okay, got it.
Okay, yeah. Anything else, guys?